Good evening and welcome to How to Buy Forever Accessories, brought to you by Stylist and Longchamp. I am Susan Riley from Stylist Magazine, and I am joined in this brilliant store. We're in the Regent Street store, Longchamp Regent Street store in, Regent Street, obviously. And I am joined by Stylist's brilliant fashion team. We have Kitty, Polly and Billy. Evening, ladies. Thank you for joining us. Okay, we're going to talk all things accessories, specifically bags. So we're going to dive right in. Okay, so as we know, accessories are the linchpin of any outfit, and they are a really great, simple way of kind of expressing your own personal style. So I want to start off by talking about your personal style and, what is it and how you found it. Kitty.
I'll start.
Okay, Billy.
So, I mean, it was very much trial and error for a long time of my accessories life. But I think I found that comfort was like the biggest point that I wanted to enjoy when I was getting dressed, and it was the marker, I guess, that I kind of expanded everything else out from, and I wanted accessories to kind of fall into that too. So I wear trainers pretty much all day, every day, and so I really like a sporty aesthetic. And so when I'm picking accessories, I want things that work with that, but also work sometimes against it, so it kind of elevates your outfit, so you can have a mixture of like a really kind of classic sporty piece, and then something a bit more refined that still feels comfortable with what you've got on.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, there's been some epic fails, I think, along the way. I think it's gone from, as I was younger, sort of being really into trends and heavily trend-led product, and and that's what I wanted, the newness. And now I've really moved, because of those fails probably, moved into a real capsule wardrobe of like elevated basics. So, as you can tell, I love black and tailoring and cashmere, and that. So that sort of notion works into my accessories as well. I want staples, I want forever buys, I really want my money to sort of go a long way, I want it to work hard, and I want those pieces to be in my wardrobe for a really long time. That works into accessories and shoes and coats and ready to wear. So it is very simple and pared back, pieces that I know that I'll love forever. So that's kind of the motto of my wardrobe.
Okay.
Mine's quite similar, my style evolution.
Yeah.
So I used to always buy pieces that looked great in magazines or on other people or in adverts, and things that just look really exciting and beautiful. And then I just kind of slowly realized sometimes those pieces aren't really for me.
Yeah.
They're not the right cut, or they're too dressy and I don't wear dressy clothes so much or have the opportunity to wear them out as much as I want to. So I wear more like a uniform of pieces, not necessarily pieces that I've chosen deliberately that will in my wardrobe forever, but just pieces that I feel like suit me and suit my day-to-day life and the things that I do. And then accessories is the kind of the same, all tied in with the same part of that. So tote bags, messenger bags, practical, useful, everyday things.
So you're practical, classic, sporty.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the Spice Girls all over again, isn't it? Now, we set you a challenge to kind of like run riot in this store, and so many amazing Longchamp bags, but basically to pick the bag that you felt most reflected you and your style. So I'm really interested to see what you chose and why you chose it. Kitty, could you start, please?
Yeah, I chose the Le Foulonné in Turtle Dove, so it's kind of a grey minky colour, and it's a crossbody messenger style because that's really my go-to, what I wear every day. It can fit my phone in, my keys, my cards, just all of my basics, and I just find that's what I need to use every day. And yeah, it's a really chic style that will work in your wardrobe for a long time. I also chose that colour because even though I do wear loads of black, I feel like in the summer, black is too heavy for the other pieces that I wear, so I wear a lot of neutrals, and I just felt like the light grey is really versatile.
Okay. I know you'll disagree about the black in summer.
Yes, yeah, I am black in summer, black in winter, black in spring. It works for me. I chose the Rosso Essential. So
In black,
obviously, to go with my full look. I chose that bag because I am a terrible everything and the kitchen sink person. I like to leave the house with plasters just in case. Paracetamol, you know. I load up my bag, it has everything in there. All the items you need for any eventuality, it's in that tote bag. So that's why I chose a supersized tote, because that is always what I'm carrying. It fits your laptop in, all of your essentials. So yeah, I'm all about the supersized tote.
and presumably you're carrying a few things for Kitty as well.
Yeah, of course, you know, just in case.
Okay.
But, you know, I don't sort of see this sort of, you know, I'd wear that with my summer dress as well. I quite like to toughen up florals or, you know, that sort of thing. So I don't sort of worry about it being too contrasty with florals and stuff like that. I think, you know, a staple black bag goes with everything, so.
Okay, thank you for your selection. Billy, sporty.
I went classic sporty with the green Le Pliage. I'm a bit like Polly, I'm a bit of a panic packer, but maybe more fun items than paracetamol. But I think I just really like the relaxed sort of element of it, and these are quite like grown-up offerings, and I'm not sure that I'm like ready to give off the totally grown-up vibe. So I like the sort of relaxed easiness of a Le Pliage, and it's just a great runaround bag to throw whatever you need in, but also like I think it can feel really purposeful with what you're, you know, like to go with your clothes. I think it works with everything.
You also do love a weekend away, so it's the
love a weekend away.
Yeah, if anyone follows Billy on Instagram, you'll know she loves a weekend away. And why did you choose that colour?
I think, I mean, I love the natural sort of black and the turtle dove, but I like accessories to play with, and I like that they can bring your outfit to life. And I think green works as a similar neutral to these, but is just a bit more like off kilter. And actually, I've kind of just come to green in the last year or so. I wasn't sure I could pull it off, but it's much easier than I thought it would be.
Okay, and so this leads us on to because you've chosen like really nice different styles here. Like, if I'm sure lots of people watching are interested in kind of like, you know, a capsule wardrobe. We like to have something in our wardrobe that suits everything. So if we were going to have a bag capsule wardrobe, what do you think are the absolute key styles that every woman would really benefit from having? I mean, these are them.
We've nailed it here, but I guess there's a few extras. Maybe an evening bag, something that was a little bit more different fabrics, I guess, thinking of fabrications like satins and softer textures, maybe a little bit smaller.
Yeah. I think that's the one that's missing, isn't it? So a tote, a messenger, a kind of everyday or a travel-y bag, and then something small for occasions, which is the one time the proportions matter the most, I guess.
And I guess that is for real occasion wear season rather than, you know, your everyday. These are very good staples for everyday, and I think it's the sort of slouchier satins and stuff like that maybe you need in your wardrobe.
Okay, so messenger,
tote.
I'm calling that one an everyday.
An everyday.
Yeah.
And then an evening.
Yeah.
So we're saying that every woman needs 4 key bags.
And this crosses into weekend and travel, the Le Pliage.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is a work bag too. You know, this is like a laptop situation. You're on the go. Everyone's on the run a bit more than they were before. And I think we're nervous as to what we need now that we're back in the real life, and this is kind of the solution to that problem, that you can just add whatever you need, and it's so light that you can keep going with your poly extras.
Yeah. Okay, poly extras.
It's 4 bags.
So 4 bags, right?
Yeah.
So that leads me on to me asking you, ladies, how many bags do you own? And are they bags for life? Because we're talking here today about, you know, buying accessories for the long haul, right? We don't just want to kind of use something, throw it away. This is all about kind of consciously shopping for accessories. So I'm interested in terms of what you own and whether they are your bags for life. So I'm going to leave you to the end. Okay.
Holly and I will be the same. I own about 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't entertain a bag that doesn't fit in with my wardrobe and what I need every day.
You don't even entertain it. You go past it in a shop, it winks at you. It's
a
calling,
beautiful bag.
Kitty,
I'll appreciate
Kitty.
looking at, but I won't buy anything. I don't think I will use all the time.
Talk me through those 6.
So I've got a black leather tote, which I don't love in the same way Polly loves, but I use it almost every day.
Okay.
I've got 2 crossbodies. One is black leather, and one is like an embroidered, more neutral. I've got a brown tote, which I use more in the summer. What else do I have? I can't think that I've got a little black suede evening bag.
Okay.
Maybe I only have 5. 5 in regular.
Okay, 5.
5 in regular use.
All right. So very practical,
Yeah.
and you don't even entertain
No.
adding to that. Interesting.
I'm actually on the same page as Kit with this. I have staples and a black crossbody, a black pliage is my weekend bag. I have, you know, a classic tote. Yeah, I really don't deviate much from my classic black. It's really boring, isn't it? But I like to, you know, cost per wear and consider all those things when I'm shopping. And I can look and love all of these colour pop bags and, you know, different fabrications and embellished bag, you know, wonderful bags. But for me and my style, it's very classic and pared back.
Okay, so Billy, tell us, how many bags do you have?
I don't know the number.
Because you couldn't possibly count because there's too many.
I think maybe between like 20 and 30,
Okay.
which is excessive, but I do use all of them.
Yeah, you do.
And I think I know that I've always been so much more interested in accessories than I have been clothes. Like these guys have probably got a much more extensive wardrobe than I do, but my focus
You don't
is
have to defend your choices, Billy.
I just love bags.
Yeah.
You have some amazing bags.
You do.
And I like the variety of bags. Like, you know, you guys are super into the purposeful bag, and maybe mine aren't, you know, like my tiny shell isn't particularly practical, but it's like, it's sweet and it's a talking point, and I think it adds personality to a look.
Yeah, and identity, and you know, that's what you're known for, as well as your travelling.
Do you have coloured bags as well, or just?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do. I've got like, I love really brightly coloured bags and muted bags. I
You
think
must be loving that then.
love this. Yeah, easy to spot.
She loves that too.
Yeah, you need a quick carousel grab when you're away. So yeah, I like a spectrum of bags.
And what have you, obviously, we've not been using bags in quite the same way. I mean, my posture's a lot better. Kind of, some of us have forgotten kind of how we use our bags right now. So what are you easing back into society with? What are you using most right now?
I am using a tote. We had this conversation earlier, didn't we? Just running our ads past each other. We're both using totes all the time, but I think the whole world maybe is at the moment. I think a big tote is just fail safe.
Because also we're working from home, we're working in the office, we're at meetings. Like, you know, for us, laptop's always in the bag. You know, that's what we need right now. So something to be very versatile.
But when I'm just at home, a tiny crossbody.
Yeah. I think it's finding something that's versatile but can work for everything. You know, as in, you know, it's refined and elegant. Like for us to go to meetings, you don't want to just have, you know, an old gym bag on your back or, you know, those kind of things. I think it has to be something that works for multiple occasions as well.
Billy disagrees.
No, I have been using the tote, but I've also I just haven't been able to use bags for so long, so I've kind of wanted to celebrate that too. And so I've been using basket bags or woven bags or something that feels summery and something that feels a bit more like celebratory than a black tote bag, not to ever neg on a black tote bag.
I do think they're good classics as well, like woven bags, string bags, they're all great sizes.
Yeah, I agree.
They work for now, I think.
But also with something like a basket bag, people are wearing them in winter now. It's not just a summer accessory anymore, is it? It's just sort of, you know, totally
longevity.
It is. It's totally transitional. It goes right the way through.
So longevity-wise, can you think back to something in your wardrobe? What's the kind of the oldest thing that you've got, the oldest accessory that you've got that you still use?
Mine's my old black tote, but I don't love it, but I just use it all the time. It's just it's the most practical.
Yeah. But I think those, you know, those fail-safe items that you have in your wardrobe can you can fall back on them in a different way now. You can tie a scarf around the handle. You can have them, you know, restored. You can do monogramming. There's loads of little touches that you could update your sort of classics, isn't there, and ways to do it, just to bring them into the new world.
Mine's like a really heavy leather bag, but I feel like that was such a signifier to adulthood when you were, I got that bag when I was for my 18th birthday.
Like a shoulder bag.
Yeah, and it is a shoulder bag. It has like very much like a lady like top handle, and that was a real sort of like moment when you were that age to feel as if you kind of had graduated from a school backpack into like a proper lady's handbag.
Like a rite of passage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it was so like, it was so special to have this like real handbag and not like just a rubbish sack that you just threw your school books in. And when I bring it out now, I feel like I kind of sit a bit differently with it, like a bit more like a lady.
Like an adult, like a lady. Lovely. I mean, we're surrounded by great examples of bags that will like last a lifetime, but what do you think makes bags timeless and, you know, forever pieces? Whether that's size, shapes, fabrics, colours, like give me your thoughts on that.
I think...
Can't say your black tote again, Tim.
We're reeling out
You just
these.
can't
No,
say that.
I think you need something that... I actually wouldn't say a black tote because that's not the bag that I love and I want to wear every day. I think leather is amazing because if you look after it, it will last for years and years and years, potentially a lifetime. And I would say actually, as well as my old black tote, I've got a tan crossbody, which is really similar shape to the turtle dove Le Foulonnet. And I just wear it all the time. It just works with everything. And I think if you pick something that's a neutral colour, sorry, Polly, I just think that will see you through everything. It just goes with so many of your current items and everything. And I feel like a lot of what will come.
So you're into leather neutrality in
neutral
terms
leather.
of like, okay, and what about shapes?
I think messenger or crossbody.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to go for, you know, size-wise, thinking messenger and crossbody. I just think it's, you know, you're not going to lug a big old tote, as much as I love them, to a wedding or to a party unless you're coming straight from work. You know, I think something like a crossbody is way more versatile, and just it's a little bit more refined, isn't it? So I think shape-wise, an investment being a crossbody.
How do you know when you found your forever bag, Billy?
Because you
Talk me
just
through
fall in
it.
love with it and you want to wear it all the time. I think there doesn't need to be this like rule around what your bag should do for you. It's like if you love, it's the same with clothes. If you love that piece, you will always go back to it. So I think you don't need to like think, you know, am I going to use this every day? Even if you use it once a month, but you love love wearing it for that occasion, buy the bag. And I would say most of the ones that I have are ones that I've just kind of gasped. I was like, oh, I need it.
You audibly gasped.
By the bag. Yeah. Just fine.
And I think if you love it instantly, I think you will love it forever and you will wear it on and on and on.
Yeah, I think if you debate something and you back and forth on something, it's quite often you don't love it enough. So I think you really do have to sort of, I think even with a classic style like you and I would go for, I think you really do have to be like, okay, yeah, I'm into this. I really like it.
So an audible gasp. Quite enjoyed
That's
that.
the marker.
Apart from the audible gasp, what else should we have in our minds when we are kind of shopping for accessories? I mean, obviously at the moment, well, not at the moment, but going forwards, we want to think very carefully about what we're buying, the life cycle of that product, you know, going forward, how sustainable that is. What other things should we be considering when we're shopping?
I think that the looks that you wear most regularly.
Yeah.
So are you wearing your bag with jeans and a jumper? Are you wearing it with ankle length floral dresses? Are you wearing it with tailoring? And pick bags that go with, or a bag that goes with most of the pieces in your current wardrobe.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good idea. And I think there's tiny little things that you can consider, like keeping your bag in dust bags, and you know, you can get bags restored and stuff like that. I think there's tiny little ways you can look after your bag to, you know, their lifespan is then a little bit longer. I think definitely you have a whole wall of bags in immaculately placed bags, a bit like a museum. But I think it's important to keep them, you know.
You really have to look after them.
Yeah.
And that, I think if you have to like think about if you are willing to do that, then, you know, get the leather bag and that will keep it. But like, you know, the recycled plastic bags are easy to wipe, they're easy to keep clean, they're easy to maintain. So if you are just like maybe a bit more hectic in your day to day and like don't want to make the time or have the time to like really care for something and love something, then that's a brilliant option, and it works just as well in your wardrobe.
Yes, I think there's practical things that you can do for them to last in your wardrobe, as well as, you know, styling
I clean
things.
mine regularly as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Mainly
about
the inside.
those
With a tiny hoover.
I'll be asking you those
Tiny
tips
handheld
shortly, actually. Let's talk about trends. Obviously, I think, you know, in fashion, trends are becoming not out of favour as such, but I think people are definitely looking at it as kind of like trans-seasonal pieces and things like that. But some people do like to keep up with the trends, you know, and look at the catwalks and you know, interpret that for their lives. So can you buy into on-trend accessories while still buying something with longevity? What are your thoughts on that?
I think that you totally can. You just have to be smart about the way that you shop it. So if you are really into like the micro bag trend that we've seen and know that you will get a size that fits your phone and your card, then you can run with that for season after season. If you know that like, or if you are into oranges and reds and pinks, which have been, the catwalk has been full of these like really joyful colours, and I don't think that's going anywhere for the next couple of seasons as everybody kind of gets back into the theatre of getting dressed. Then enjoy that and embrace that bright colour. I think don't shy away from the trends, but just have like a conversation with yourself. Will I love this after this season? If the answer's yes, brilliant. If it's not, then like just reconsider exactly what you want from that trend and how you want that to be reflected in your clothes.
And I think there's some colours that are slightly more timeless than others in terms of bags. Like Longchamp do some amazing bright red leather pliages. Yeah. And red, I think, even though I don't own a red bag, it does really go with everything that I wear. It goes with neutrals, it goes with monochrome, it goes with navy, it goes with green. So I think there are, you know, colours within the spectrum that are more timeless than others. Yeah. Obviously like navies and khakis, but also I think bright red and obviously black.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? Like everyone sort of has a preconceived idea as to what their style is without ever dipping their toe into any other pool. But if you try things on, I think often you're surprised by how much they go with your wardrobe, or how much you actually enjoy wearing it and how much it actually suits you as to what you had previously thought.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Anything to add, Miss Knight?
No, I agree with my esteemed colleagues.
Okay. And you mentioned a couple of them there, but for those kind of watching at home, what are the current trends? What are the current accessories trends, and which ones do you really rate right now, and which ones should we just be like, nah?
Micro bags is still a trend, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just think they're too small for me, personally.
Yeah, especially me. The hoarder in me could not survive with a micro bag. But I think personalisation, again, is a really big trend. I think
that's quite timeless as well.
And
like
it is.
The Longchamp personalisation service they do on the Pliage is on recycled polyester. It's a really beautiful fabric that feels like you know, it will last for seasons.
Super
and
durable,
seasons.
isn't it?
Yeah. But also if you go for a fabric like that rather than a leather or something else, you can use it all year round. It doesn't feel too heavy. And also you can pick how many letters you have, 1 to 3 letters. You can pick, there's thousands of colours you can choose from. So you're not really, even though personalisation's a trend, you're not actually picking a bag that's
I think there's
specific
that
to a season.
desire for bespoke as well, isn't there? You know, people really want something that is maybe personal to them, or it's also really good for gifting, you know, to, you know, treat someone to something wonderful like that. But I think, you know, a lot of people want something very bespoke, and I think, you know, personalisation is a good way to go. And I actually think that that's going to continue. I don't think that that's going to, you know, fall off. I think that's only going to keep on going. It's something that's quite personal to each person.
Yeah, accessories trends are like, that it's a strange beast because they kind of are much slower than ready-to-wear trends. But there's just been this huge craving for nostalgia, and that's sort of manifested in that 90s shoulder bag, which has been really popular on the runway and off, and people kind of craving that sort of like under the arm chic little bag. But I think that's a great trend to tap into because it has such a timeless appeal, and it's, you know, it's really neat, it's really elegant, it's refined, but it's like there's a fun kind of ness to it as it being such a like 90s moment.
And anything nostalgic is going to come round again, right?
Exactly, yeah.
I mean,
great investment.
You mentioned personalisation. Are there any kind of do's and don'ts of personalisation? Would you say, how do you do it the right way?
I don't think so. I mean, just choose colours that you love.
Yeah.
I think probably go a bit bolder than you would normally.
Yeah.
I
I wouldn't say there's any rules actually. I just think if you're going to do it, you know. Go big, just go big, massive logos. I think you're going to do it. Go strong.
And don't change your name when you get
Exactly,
married.
just don't do that. Yeah, because then
Maybe
that's
that's our top tip. Personalisation. Don't change your name when you get married. We mentioned rules around winter, summer, and this is really kind of personal, but are there any things that you like to do? You switch it up. I mean, we talk at Stylist all the time, and you know, our beauty page is about different regimes for winter, summer, etc. Bags, in terms of seasonality, do you have any rules? Polly, you've already said it's black all year round.
But there is one thing I will say, things like bag straps you need to consider when you're wearing lots of layers. Because if you're wearing a very big jumper and a very big coat, if you want a shoulder bag, it needs to have the right height strap, because otherwise you can't always get it on your shoulder if it's quite a small strap. So very practical.
It's a top
but
tip.
it is a top tip.
To invest in one for winter.
Yes.
For when you're in your
Yes.
buffer.
Yeah. Or have something that works throughout the seasons, but consider your strap length.
I mean, do you change it up in winter versus summer, Billy?
Yeah, I would say so. You kind of want those heavier colours in the winter, those like rich tones. Also, I don't know about, I mean, Polly's always in black, but I'm definitely wearing darker colours in the winter, and so that works as like a kind of clean palette. And in the summer, you are in like brighter, traditionally, not really looking at us today, in brighter prints and more fun things. So it's nice to like have that switch and have a refresh in the season, because then you get excited to wear those other bags again that have been hibernating for the season. And I think about texture is like the biggest like seasonal change. That's like a subtle but quite smart change, and have those like richer fabrications in the winter, and then move on to your like lighter netted or canvas and woven in the summer. Yeah,
And the higher shines for winter. So.
I just think it's just so easy to like elevate your look with a great bag.
Yeah.
You could wear like the plainest thing and then enter one of these.
I like a more casual bag in summer as well. String bag, a woven bag, a basket bag. It's nice to shake it up a little bit.
Which is
Still a tote.
which is what's great about Le Pliage, because it's like, you know, it's lightweight and like you say, mixes it up a little bit. We talked about maintenance. How do you get your bags fixed? Where do you go? I mean, I know Longchamp have a service that they use, and I don't know what you guys do. You were talking about cleaning.
I just think you have to clear out, if you're using a big bag, you have to clear it out regularly, you have to clean it, store it well. Yeah, I think I look after mine. I haven't had to get any restored yet, but
No, I haven't yet actually. I keep all my bags in dust bags, try not to squish them too much, don't want any scratches on them or anything like that. So they've got their own shelf and they're all in their dust bags. So that is my main,
So organised.
Sorry, bit of a clean freak as well.
Really
exposing me today.
Monica.
I stuff them with tissue paper or dust bags when I'm not using them to help keep the shape, because if they're like a heavy leather, they will start to collapse. So that's really important. My mum taught me that trick. And in terms of like restoring, I ever only really need to get like maybe the piping or something at the bottom, but I've just gone to a local like leather shoe person. There is a word for that. I don't have it right now.
A cobbler.
Yeah.
A leather shoe person,
She's
yes.
got all the tips because she's got all of them.
And they've just done a nice little repair job.
Okay. So longevity,
Yeah.
key. Finally, I think we talked about it before, but it's about how you incorporate accessories into the rest of your look. So I'm interested in terms of like, are there any key silhouettes and rules that you can abide by? I know you talked about puffier coats, longer handles, etc., but I'm kind of interested in your thoughts on that. Fashion, people who work in fashion just do it naturally, can I just say? It's not natural to the rest of us. So please share your tips.
I think kind of not matching, but like if you are wearing something that is long and has volume, you want to sort of pair that with something that doesn't have that. Yeah. So like something neater, something smaller. So if you're in, like a big floaty summer dress, I wouldn't wear that with a big tote bag. You want like a neat crossbody. And then if you are in just like jeans and a sweatshirt, then you can go big. I think just like play with your proportions to make sure it doesn't feel like too much or too little of something, and you can kind of, on the sliding scale of big and small, work it out.
And the main rule is for evening wear or occasion
Yeah.
wear, you want a smaller style.
Yeah.
So you don't want Polly's black leather tote.
Yeah, that would be my main rule too. That the tote doesn't come out at occasions.
Okay. Any other rules we need to know?
I just don't think you should dress to rules
No.
that much anymore. I think you should just kind of like find what you really enjoy, and that's the biggest rule, I suppose, if there is to be one.
Yeah, I think comfort's key, isn't it? I think you always feel better if you're comfortable in what you're wearing, what you're carrying. It just, once you feel good, it just oozes out.
You look good.
Yeah.
Feel good, look good.
We're just a cliche, aren't we? Yeah.
Do you have anything else that you'd like to say on the topic of bags?
On the
Because
black to
now,
leather totes
now is the time before we
I think
away.
try them on. Try them on is my
Yeah.
big takeaway. Try before you buy, especially if it's an investment piece and you're going to really want to keep it for a long time and wear it forever and love it forever. Try it on, walk around the shop with it. This is a pretty nice space to do that in. Give yourself a twizzle in the mirror. Yeah, definitely hold it before you buy it.
wear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think make considered choices. So I think look at your bag and think, can I wear this multiple ways? Is this going to work in my real life? Have I just fallen in love with this and I've just gone, love blind? But I think you need to know that it's going to work hard for you. So is it going to go with your summer dress? Is it going to go, how's it going to work in your real life? So I think make considered choices.
And I'd say just pick something that you don't, pick a bag that doesn't already do the same thing as a bag in your current wardrobe.
Yeah.
Important, because I know how strict you are.
Then, otherwise it's a one in, one out policy.
Well, thank you very much, all. Pearls of wisdom just literally falling out of you. Now, don't forget that everybody watching has the opportunity to win one of two Pliage Green bags up for grabs. There's one travel bag and a shoulder bag with a pouch in a colour of the winner's choice. So you can enter and hopefully win by either clicking on the link below this video or clicking on the email confirmation that you receive for this event.